This is the new 2021 Maruti Suzuki Celerio, and as per Maruti Suzuki's claims, this will actually give you a mileage of 26.68 kilometers to the liter, depending on the variant that you buy, making it the most fuel-efficient car that you can buy in India right now. Also, this is the second generation Celerio, which comes after 7 years of the first Celerio being launched in India, and it starts at 4.99 lakh rupees ex-showroom. And if I were to be really honest with you, this is perhaps all that you need to know in order to know and be convinced that this is the right choice of car to buy. However, if you want to know more about it, you've come to the right place. Now I want to start off with the design of the car, and while yes, this is a subjective matter, for me though, this looks a lot better when you see it in flesh and you realize that it has a good amount of road presence as well. The big change what has happened here is the fact that the Celerio has swapped the boxy, sharp design language for a more curvy look, and I quite like that. Now this is the top spec ZXi Plus variant, so you get to see things like the 15-inch alloy wheels and the fog lamps as well. But just to put it out there, the cars that we are driving today come with Yokohama tires. Now I have quickly come to this side of the Celerio once again to mention the fact that the Celerio gets a lot of features, but one of them is keyless entry, and that is a fantastic addition. However, in order to keylessly open the door, you have to press a button, and in other cars what usually is the case is the button is placed on the door handle itself. But in the Celerio, it's placed quite oddly over here, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's the same situation that's going on over at the boot lid as well. However, I think that after spending some time with it, you wouldn't really notice it.
Also, the new Celerio is now built on Maruti Suzuki's new Heart-X platform, which also underpins the WagonR in India. And as a result, Maruti Suzuki has been able to squeeze out quite a lot of space. On the outside, the Celerio has become quite a bit wider, and it also has a longer wheelbase. While this simply makes the car look bigger from the outside, the real changes can be seen on the inside.
Now I have been spending quite a lot of time driving the Celerio, and most of it was spent with my DOP seated here as my co-passenger, and that allowed me to notice two things. First, there's a lot more shoulder room between me and my co-passenger, and second, both the front passengers have a lot more knee room as well. Even the co-passenger has a lot more knee room over here, and these things alone go a long way in increasing the sense of space that you get inside the new Celerio.
Other changes include an all-black theme for the cabin, with silver accents giving some contrast.
Now, other notable things that I would want to talk about include the seats. They are comfortable, but they do not come with adjustable headrests, neither at the front nor at the back. In terms of quality, everything's actually quite well put together, to be honest, but there are some hard plastics all around. But given the price tag, I think you should expect that. What's different, however, is the button placement to operate the power windows. For the front, you actually operate them through these buttons which are placed below the infotainment system, also for locking the doors. And for the rear windows, you operate them through the switches which are placed here behind the handbrake lever. So there's some adjusting that you have to do. Lastly, the ergonomics are quite good, and there is good visibility as well.
The new Celerio also comes with push-button start and gets the latest 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which also supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And the car has a good audio experience as well. There is also a semi-digital instrument cluster, and there are steering-mounted controls too. The top spec variants also get power folding mirrors and height-adjustable driver's seat.
Now coming to the rear seat experience, well, it's actually quite impressive how much space they've managed to carve out in terms of knee room and leg room for rear seat passengers. But headroom is decent. People longer than 6 feet might feel cramped. Speaking of cramped, if you're planning to have 3 people sit abreast here at the back bench, it's going to be a squeeze. If there are 2 people, however, this is a comfortable seat.
The new Celerio also has a big luggage space of 313 liters, making it quite practical. But now let's get to the driving experience of the new Celerio. It is powered by the updated K series engine, which helps you get that drool-worthy fuel efficiency. But while you're driving it, you will also realize that the engine feels smoother than before and also a bit less audible at idle. This is a 1-litre 3-cylinder engine that makes 67 PS of power and 89 Newton meters of torque. This engine is clearly not tuned for performance, as it gives preference to efficiency, and it translates to a driving experience which is best when the car is driven with a light foot. While the power is delivered in a linear fashion all the way to 5,500 RPM, you will feel the need to shift down for those quick overtakes on the highway. And this brings us to the gearbox. The Celerio comes with a 5-speed manual gearbox and also offers the choice of a 5-speed AMT transmission on all variants but the base model. The AMT transmission equipped variants come with a premium of 50,000 rupees and also get a segment first hill hold assist feature. The new Celerio has a soft suspension setup which enables it to tackle bad patches of roads with ease, but there is quite a bit of body roll on fast corners. The car feels stable at highway speeds and the brakes have decent bite and feedback as well. But at the end of the day, the Celerio feels the best as a city car and is overall more practical than before.
Now I should mention once again that the Celerio comes with the highest fuel efficiency claims in the market and has a competitive price tag as well. So it's safe to say that Maruti Suzuki has knocked it out of the park once again with the new Celerio. This car covers the basics really well and does them well too. So if you're out in the market looking for a hatchback with good practicality and good for your city runabouts, and perhaps you want a hatchback with an AMT transmission without breaking the bank, well then the Celerio is a good option to buy.